a very good morning to all my YouTube viewers. So today's video is how to take a history of presenting illness in a patient presenting with a chief complaint of leg swelling. So this is mostly towards medical side, not much of surgical history in this. So the first thing I would like to make it sure is that the remaining portion of history taking, even for a patient presenting with leg swelling, remains the same. I mean, you need to take the patient identification, then chief complaint, followed by history of presenting illness, then the past medical and surgical history, followed by drug history, allergic history, and history of social history, history of travel, and all those remaining portions remains the same. Only the history of presenting illness I would like to emphasize on in this particular video. So the problem with a patient presenting with bilateral leg swelling is we don't have a proper template as how to ask questions in patient presenting with a chief complaint like this. However, when it is a pain or something, we have other abbreviations like Socrates or something to ask the flow of questions, but in presenting complaints like these, it's not very clear. So I try to extract some information from a few books and try to put it in the form of Socrates so that I can remember the flow of asking questions, because things like this, when we sit and brainstorm, it is very easy to remember, but then when we ask the patient about these things, the flow, you should remember the questions in sequence while asking, because we have very limited time with the patient and we cannot take our own time to think and ask. So this would be a very easy approach. So first thing, as let's go as per Socrates. First thing we need to ask is the site. So site is of course the leg swelling, as I told before, but we need to know whether it is unilateral leg swelling or bilateral leg swelling, because there are different conditions causing each of it. So before once we know that it is unilateral or bilateral, we right from the beginning need to start thinking about the differential diagnosis. So in order to do that, we must know the causes of each of it. So what are the causes of unilateral leg swelling? It is mostly like DVT or cellulitis or lymphadenopathy or filariasis or Burgess disease, things like these. So what are the causes of bilateral leg swelling? Is mostly the systemic causes like congestive cardiac failure or right-sided heart failure or Korpen-Monalle, or liver cirrhosis, nephrotic syndrome, and certain other things like malnutrition or anasarca, or certain drugs, side effects of certain drugs like calcium channel blockers as well can cause a bilateral leg swelling. So it is very important to know these causes before we start the proper history taking, in order to rule out each of it and come to a diagnosis at the end. The second thing is site is unilateral or bilateral leg swelling. So in onset we need to know whether it is acute leg swelling or chronic. So acute is likely to be occurring within a duration of less than 72 hours. So the chronic is more than 72 hours. So we need to know, after acute or chronic, we need to know whether the onset was gradual or sudden. So gradual can be over like days or weeks, whereas sudden onset is usually over hours, within a day, like suddenly the swelling appears. So we need to ask this thing. And then we need to know the progression, whether it was like whether the swelling comes and goes, like it is intermittent or it is like progressively increasing in size. And then that is for the onset. So about the character, so for character I would like to ask whether it is of pitting or non-pitting nature, and because like it is important to know whether it is dependent edema or due to any other cause, because the amount of tense, whether the skin is tense or not, also tells us gives us clues on diagnosis. The remaining thing is we need to ask whether it is symmetrical or asymmetrical involvement of both the limbs. So if it is a bilateral leg swelling, you compare the limbs, like the comparing comes under physical examination, but we need to ask the patient. In history taking, we ask what did the patient observe when the swelling came up, like whether both the limbs have equal extent of swelling. And we need to ask the extent, we need to ask in detail, as until which part of the leg was involved, like did the swelling is the swelling only below the knee level, that is beginning from the calf till the toes, or below the hip level, or the extent you need to determine. So for character, I would like to ask whether it is pitting or not, whether it is symmetrical or asymmetrical in nature. Mostly the symmetrical is when it is a bilateral leg swelling, it is symmetrical. Unilateral leg swellings are always asymmetrical, of course, since it is only one leg, you cannot compare it with anything else. And then For radiation, I have already asked the extent of the swelling, until where the swelling is radiating, whether below the hip or whether below the knee level. And then we need to ask the alleviating factors and the exacerbating factors. So alleviating factors are what makes it better. So basically, some patients, when they come to the hospital is only when things get worse and they are not able to control it themselves at home. So some patients try to elevate their limbs and they feel better, especially in cases of dependent edema. If they elevate their limbs for a while, the swelling goes down. Or some patients take diuretics because they already know that they have underlying congestive cardiac failure, and usually due to non-compliance to restriction of fluid, the edema develops. And then we even need to ask if they used any leg compression stockings. Other exacerbating factors are most likely to be like, we can ask whether it increases on activity, like whether they are walking for a long time or sitting for a long time. For example, a long haul flight or something, when they sit for a long time, the swelling develops, then it is dependent edema. Otherwise, we can ask whether they had any history of insect bite, the result of insect bite. So whether they had insect bite or whether they had any history of trauma to that particular region, or whether they have any stings from any bees or wasps or something like that. If it is burns, it's of course going to be apparent, so that's not included in this part of history. And then we need to ask if it is worse towards the end of the day or beginning of the day, because we even need to rule out, based on the appearance of the swelling, we even need to rule out some other causes like arthritis, which can also begin with the swelling. So other features, other than that, we can ask for if there was any discharge from the swelling, if there was any associated erythema or bluish discoloration. Erythema can likely be due to any inflammatory conditions, whereas bluish discoloration can be a feature of DVT, or when there is venous insufficiency to the lower limb, like chronic lower limb ischemia or something like that. And then trophic changes, we can ask for any trophic changes or ulceration of the legs, as this can be even a beginning of a diabetic foot ulcer. So we need to know that so many conditions begin with a swelling and can end up even with a gangrene, and you have to amputate the limb or something. So it is very essential to diagnose these things at an early condition in order to save the limb. A normal diabetic foot ulcer or even a necrotizing fasciitis can just begin with swelling and erythema and eventually progress to death of the tissue and requirement of amputation. And then apart from this, you can ask if there was any associated pain, if there is any associated paresthesia or loss of sensation in that particular limb, in order to assess whether there was any vascular compromise or neurovascular compromise, neurological compromise. And then so this is pretty much about the history of presenting illness in the lower limb swelling itself. Remaining most of when a patient presents with this condition, the most of the assessment is during the physical examination, in which you do the remaining palpation and the pitting part and all those things. So thank you so much. That's it for history of presenting illness in a patient presenting with lower limb swelling.